Good evening to everybody. We are now on the 5th of Nisan. I'm recording this. We Bezat Hashem, going to be celebrating Pesach, be at the Seder. First of all, we'd like to very much thank Elaine and Eric Smith for sponsoring the Dvar Torah, Ilu Nishmat, his father, Tzvi Abraham ben Yitzchak Moshe. It's the 50th year already of the Yotzat. That's a long, long time. Eric said that he was one of the things that he was so special was that he, like from a young age, he prepared his children to be able to say the Haftorah properly at a moment's notice, and in fact, that's what many times happens with Eric. And also, it's on the other extreme. It's for the Ilu Nishmat, his sister Eric and Anobi's sister Barbara, that who also passed away after like a lot of suffering. It's the first year for Yotzad, and the Neshamot Bezat Hashem should have an Aliyah B'Gan Eden. We're starting off Parshat Vaykra. And I'd like to connect Vayikra to also which is all about the Korbanot, to connect it to the Korban Pesach, and to contrast it some of the things that we learned in the Parsha with Korban Pesach, and also inter alia to explain something about the wicked son's question and the answer that we give him on the night of the Seder. So, okay, let's just start off, first of all, the Parsha. The Parsha says, introduces the fact that there are many korbanot. It's something that doesn't have to be said, but we're so far from it, we just not part of our psychological conscious makeup, the whole name of the korbanot. But the Torah starts off by telling us about a voluntary korban. And this voluntary korban that the Torah speaks about is an olah. An olah is a korban which is brought and is burst totally onto the mizbeach. There's nothing that is eaten by the owner of the korban or by any of the kohanim. It's what we call, in simple language, a burnt offering. Usually an olah comes, because a person feels that he wants to somehow atone for his thoughts that he feels aren't proper. And when that covers, it's a very broad spectrum. The law also covers a person feeling that his thoughts are not profound. They're petty. He doesn't feel that he is a person that the things that he thinks about is in the world, that there's some sort of striving, some sort of passion for elevation. And therefore he brings an olah. The word olah means it goes up. He wants somehow to come closer to Hashem and to be more elevated. So as we said before, the olah, what explained now what it comes for, and also that no one eats of it. Basically all the korbanot are like that there's either they're not eaten at all or only the kohanim eat it. In one case, the case of the shlamim, peace offerings, a portion goes to the altar, a portion goes to the kohanim, and a portion goes to the owner of the korban. And all this has got to do with the usual certain rules of korbanot. On Korban Pesach, on the other hand, is a very, very unique korban. It, on the one hand, has got all the features of a communal offering, and usually communal offerings are not eaten by individual, only by the kohanim. It's, on the other hand, like an individual offering, because every single person of the Jewish people has to bring or be part of a Korban Pesach. So, in other words, he has to be, he has to, so to speak, subscribe to a group which is going to bring a Korban Pesach, and he has to now take like a part of it. So everyone has to partake and be involved in the Korban Pesach. And the second interesting feature of a Korban Pesach, which makes it really an exception to the rule, is that the Korban Pesach has to be eaten by the owners. We said before, most korbanot are eaten only by the Kohanim, or they're eaten by the Kohanim plus the owners. Yeah, every single Jew on the night of Seder has to have eaten of at least the kazait of the Korban Pesach. Today we don't have a Korban Pesach, so the matzah that we eat on the night of the Seder, one of the matzot comes to commemorate the eating, or comes in lieu of the Korban Pesach, which we have to eat. Okay, having said that, let us now go and to understand what exactly that when the Haggadah speaks about the wicked son, it says as follows: Rasha ma'u omer, ma avodah hazot lachem. The Rasha says, what is this service for you? And the answer that we give him is va'apata ka'et shinav, and blunt his teeth. And then we give him another, we quote to him from the Pasuk. I mean, we're very open-minded in Judaism, and we know how to deal with questions, even from Rishaim. What is this thing of blunting his teeth? So there's a very, I mean, it seems tongue-in-cheek, but it's a very interesting explanation of the Rebbe Mikotsk. It seems very far-fetched, but it's very deep. The Rebbe Mikotsk said that what is bothering the Rasha is that when the avodah, the service that he's referring to, when you look at the context, is the service of the Korban Pesach. And he can't understand what is it? How can you say that to go and to eat some meat, that's a service to God? Understand that you put on tzitzit, understand that you light the candle, that there's laws of Lashon Hara, that to come and to say that to kill an animal, and then to make it obligatory, it's the only mitzvah where we absolutely have to eat it, besides matzah. To say that we obligated to eat such an animal on Korban Pesach, and to call that a service, is that what Hashem wants? That's called avodah. So the Kotzker Rebbe says that's why we say to the Rasha before anything, he said, listen, if you look at Judaism as some sort of like esoteric type of religion, which is sorry, I'm just putting off the no, sorry. If you look at Judaism as some sort of esoteric philosophy with all very nice ideas and some nice rituals, and you don't really see that Judaism's about educating the body, uplifting and making the body, our physical, material impulses to have kedusha in them, so then you might as well not have teeth in order to eat. And that's what we're answering the Rasha. That's what we're answering the Rasha. It says if you don't look at the body as a vehicle for Avodat Hashem, if you don't look at the teeth as having some purpose to eat hamotzi, to eat the holy foods, to eat in a sukkah, to eat kosher foods. If you don't look at the body as I say, a vehicle to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so you might as well not have the teeth. So therefore, that's what we answer him. So blunt the teeth. So again, what the Rasha is asking is that if he was just looking at the korbanot of our parasha, then the korbanot in our parasha is when no one eats. The korbanot are there to sort of elevate a person's thought process, but that a person like Korban Pesach, that every single person on the night of the Seder, beforehand it should be shechted and you should have a Korban Pesach, and to call that, the Torah should call that an avodah. You can't understand why that's considered to be a service. But Dafka on Pesach, which is the Yom Huledet, it's the day of our birth. That's the birthday of the Jewish people as a people. this is the Dafka, this is where we emphasize so much the importance of a Korban Pesach. In other words, that the whole of Judaism is exactly about this point, is that the body, and when I say the body, I mean the body, the emotionals, the psychology, all the things associated with body, with the material, that is the focus. That's center stage. And all the Torah that we've got, and all the mitzvot that we've got, and all the other directives that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us, is in order to elevate the body, that the body and the soul should work together, but that the body itself should become pure. Right? That's the great inyan of which is all encapsulated in the Korban Pesach. So Chag Sameach to everybody, and that Bezat Hashem will be able this Pesach, basically a year, to be around our families, to be part of a larger Seder, not by ourselves like last year. So Chag Kasher V'Sameach to everybody. Go to.